Hello and welcome to Female Cricket Live, the the 12th edition of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup, and the fourth match of that was played between India and Pakistan. Yes, you can see the excitement on my face and probably some stammering right in the middle because I'm very excited to see that India registering its 11th straight win against Pakistan. Yes, these two teams played last in the year 2017, that is 5 years back, of course, in the ICC World Cup, and today they played again. So what happened in the match today? India won the toss and elected to bat first. They posted 244 for 7 in 50 overs thanks to triple half centurions in Smriti Mandhana, Pooja Vastrakar and Sneha Rana. Mithali Raj in the process also equaled Sachin Tendulkar's record of playing the sixth World Cup, and she is the only woman cricketer to do so. India, despite getting off to not the best of the starts as they lost Shefali Verma cheaply for a duck, Smriti Mandhana and Deepti Sharma stitched a 92-run partnership for the second wicket to consolidate the innings. It was going good till Deepti Sharma and Smriti Mandhana were there, but suddenly the middle order of India collapsed as Mithali Raj, Harmanpreet Kaur, and Richa Ghosh were out in a jiffy. India was struggling at 114 for 6, and at one stage it was all Pakistan's game, and India was in the fear of getting all out before 200. But then Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana had some other plans. They came together and put on 122 runs for the seventh wicket, and now they have the highest record partnership for the seventh wicket in the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup history. Then what happened for Pakistan with respect to the bowling? The spin twins in Nida Dar and Nashra Sandhu picked up 2 wickets, with Diana Baig also chipping in with 1 wicket. Anam Amin also picking up 1 wicket for Pakistan. So this was about the bowling of Pakistan. Then in reply, Pakistan tried to fight hard. They were 26 for no loss at the end of 10 overs. But after that, the Pakistan batters could not capitalize on the starts they got. Sidra Amin, who opened the batting for Pakistan, she top scored with 30 runs. For India, left-arm spinner Rajeshwari Gaikwad was the pick of the bowlers as she wreaked havoc with the ball, picking up 4 for 31 in her 10 overs. Jhulan Goswami also chipped in with 2 wickets, and so did off-spinner Sneh Rana. So in the process, many records were broken during the match. So one of them, of course, being Richa Ghosh becoming the first woman cricketer to have 5 or more dismissals on a World Cup debut. Then Smriti Mandhana going past 2,500 ODI runs and registering her 21st ODI half century. So these were some of the records that happened during the game today. And finally, Pakistan, they were all out for 137 in 50 overs, and they lost the match by a massive margin of 107 runs. So India, we can say, had a good start to the World Cup opener as they have won this first match against Pakistan by 107 runs. So to talk more about this match that happened between India and Pakistan today, I have with me Dhanush Lavanya and Abhijit Nair. So Dhanush Lavanya is a content writer at Female Cricket, and Abhijit Nair is the content manager at The Bridge. So The Bridge is a one-stop shop solution for all the data pertaining to Olympic sports and women's cricket. So I welcome both of you to Female Cricket Live.
Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
Abhijit, your first thoughts on the game today?
Not a very perfect game for India, but then again, you don't have to be at your best always to win games, right? It happens. The middle order did not work out way, but yeah, it's okay. I guess it's Mithali Raj and Harmanpreet Kaur. I guess they'll bounce back well in the next games. Rest, I think it was perfect, and without the middle order batting, we were able to post up to we were able to score more than 240 runs. So that speaks a lot about our batting unit. We have come of age as a batting unit, and that's a very good sign. And talking about the bowling, I guess it's there to see the spinners. Our spinners are some of the best spinners in the world, and with Julian being there, it's wonderful how the match panned out.
Well, according to me, the match was very good for Team India. I guess they have this confidence going into the next matches that even if the top order may not perform and fail like how they failed today, the middle order was completely collapsed. They lost like 4 wickets in 20 runs, and the amount of pressure that Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana took on, and they chipped in well. This was like, if I'm not wrong, this is the highest seventh wicket partnership in the history of women's cricket, 122 runs. And these two women were excellent throughout the innings. The batting was really flawless. The most amazing thing that I saw with Pooja Vastrakar was that the 8 boundaries that she scored, everything was almost in the offside and covers region, and she was excellent with her batting throughout the game and going above 100 strike rate when it was required, because the 114 for 6, it was somewhere around 25th to 30th over. It was India had like 22 overs to still bat on, and I truly was in fear that India might end up at 150 or 160 maximum. But these two women stepped up and showed that they have the capacity in them, and Team India will be really happy with these two all-rounders performing extremely well today.
Absolutely, Dhanush, can't agree more with you on this. That despite the top order, or we can say the middle order, not performing well for India, the lower order in the form of Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana, of course, amazing all rounders. They chipped in and bailed India out. All right, so Dhanush, my question to you is Shefali Verma again opened the batting for India, of course. We know that she has been a wonderful T20I batter for India. She has more than 20 T20Is to her name, but still she's finding her feet in the ODI format. Again, she getting out for a duck. Do you see anything going wrong with her? Do you see India replacing her in the next matches?
Well, if you see the records of Shafali Verma in ODIs over the last 6 months or since 2021, she hasn't been that good. 2020, she has owned that game, if I have to say, because she's like one or two in the ICC rankings when it comes to 2020 format. But the ODI is something that is, she's still growing. She's still 18 years old, pretty much raw still. And this is new format for her also, but the time is ticking for her is what I'll say, because she has got ample amount of opportunities till now, and she hasn't been able to step up for the team. I don't think so they will replace her immediately, but they might give her a 3 or 4 match run, or 2 or 3 match run, I have to say. And after that, they have Yastika Bhatia, who has been excellent. She scored a 50 in the warm-up games as well, and she has the potential to replace her. But the only thing is, Yastika is a left-hand batsman, and there will be that issue of left-hander and left-hander opening with, or in opening the batting with Smriti and Yastika. That is the only issue India might face if the situation comes up of replacing Shafali Verma. But yeah, time is ticking for Shafali Verma in this World Cup, if I'm not wrong.
Of course, as you rightly mentioned about the left hand right hand combination that we have at the top of the order, and also if we see Deepti Sharma coming in at number three going into the
Yeah.
matches ahead, India could have probably three left handers together. Maybe so Yastika Bhatia could find a place, but in a different spot. All right, so Abhijit, my question to you is talking about the other opener of India, of course, the prolific one, Smriti Mandhana, scored a 21st ODI century today, half century today, more than 2,500 ODI runs she has now. So your comments on her batting, because earlier in the innings she was finding it slightly difficult, but then as her innings progressed, she was playing with ease. So your thoughts on her batting today?
See, Smriti Mandana is someone whom you can always bank on. You can always rely on Mandana to come out and bail your team out of trouble. And even today, when she was hitting all those fielders, she never seemed a lot frustrated. She was just calm. She was her usual self. And when she got an eye in, she was able to get those boundaries and put up a respectable score for herself and help India recover from the position we were in. The only thing about Mandana's batting today was a bit problematic was her running between the wickets. I felt there were a lot of singles, quick singles being denied. Dipti Sharma was keen on that, but she was denying them. Doubles, the running between the wickets. Yes, that's the only issue I think Mandana needs to work on a bit, probably in the coming matches. Rest, yes, Mandana. If Mandana keeps on going, if she helps us get this kind of starts, if she keeps on getting this 50s, it's good enough for India. Considering the middle order has also been scoring runs, so yeah.
Of course. So yes, we could see that probably there was some problem in the running between the wickets when Smriti Mandhana was there in the middle. And when we saw Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana, they were simply cruising. running in terms of running between the wickets. All right, so Dhanush, Pakistan opened with Diana Baig and Anam Amin, a young left-arm spinner. So, were you surprised to see a spinner taking the new ball from the other end?
Yeah, I was pretty much surprised because Fatima Sana is an excellent medium pace bowler for them. She has been like maybe second best player apart from Nusra Sandhu. So I feel that I was pretty much surprised seeing the off spinner coming in so early in the match. But I guess the she was able to get that control right from the beginning. The moment Shafali Verma got out, the pressure was on Team India, and they could have chipped in one or two more wickets. And I guess Team India wouldn't have even scored how much they scored at the end of the day. But I have to say that the opening bowling was for the first 25 overs, the Pakistan bowling was excellent until the score was 114 for six. They were at the top of the game, and I was like sitting back and I was telling to my brothers out there, like, I guess Team India won't score more than 150 or 160. And since Pakistan batting is not so good, and we saw that in this match as well, I guess India may have to bowl their skins out, and I guess 160, 170 might be the maximum score. But kudos to Pooja Vasrakar and Sneh Rana, and they played extremely well. And the bowling unit on a whole for Pakistan is a very big plus going forward in the tournament. It's just the batting that has to get back its confidence because none of the batsmen were good in this game.
So Abhijit, as Dhanush rightly mentioned, that even he was scared that probably India could get all out by 150 or 160 when India was struggling at 114 for 6. What was going through your mind when you saw that score 114 for 6 and when Pooja Vastrakar and Sneh Rana were there in the middle?
So yeah, when it became 114 for six, yes, I was definitely scared ki what will happen if it crossed my mind ki whether we will cross 150 mark or not, because that's how well they were bowling. But once Pooja Vastrakar came in and she got those couple of boundaries and suddenly the score was 130, then I was like, ठीक है, if we reach 190, 200 mark jitna, we'll be able to win this, because as Dhanush rightly pointed out, the Pakistan batters have not been the strongest in world cricket. They have been facing problems. They have not been able to churn out those big scores. Not big scores, even 50, 60 odd runs. They have not been able to do that. So yes, I always felt if we cross that 180, 190 mark, we'll be able to win this, because we have the quality bowlers. We had Julian Goswami, and our spinners. We don't need to stress on how good they are. So yeah, the only thing in my mind was we should be able to cross that 180, 190 mark. Uske baad we'll be able to close the game off.
So Dhanush, if we look at the end of the day, India 244 for 7 in 50 overs. If we just look at the scorecard, the batting seems to be pretty good. But then when we see the match, we know how the batting panned out for India. So now going into the next match, which India is going to play against New Zealand, with whom we lost 1-4 just a couple of weeks back. So what do you think will be the key takeaways for India from their batting from today's game?
The takeaways is pretty simple, Julie. Here, the way the whole middle order is for Team India, it is like the most experienced one. Abhijit said it in the beginning of our discussion. It's Mithali and Harmanpreet Kaur, two of the best players in Team India currently. And Smriti Mandana, she crossed 2,500 runs. The others who have crossed 2,500 runs is Mithali Raj, Harmanpreet Kaur, and they have that experience. They have that longevity in their career. But unfortunately, one more thing that I saw in this game was Mithali taking a lot of time out there to get set. She was like 4 for 20 or something, and there was no rotation of strikes. There was nothing in her batting. It was just dot balls after dot balls, 2 run overs, 3 run overs. That makes the team get into a lot more pressure, is what I feel. But if you see the career of Mithali Raj at the end of the day, she has always been batting like that. And going into the next game against New Zealand, like how you said, 4-1 we lost against them. That fifth match victory may be a big boost for the side, but at the end of the day, India wasn't good against New Zealand. And New Zealand, since they have played India so early, like just weeks before the World Cup, they will be easily knowing what are the pluses and minuses of Team India. And I really hope that the middle order steps up and Harmanpreet and Mithali Raj live up to their experience.
So Abhijit, moving on from India's batting to Pakistan's bowling, of course. So Bisma Maroof, captain of Pakistan, during the post-match presentation, she said that her bowlers did a good job, and she was happy that they could restrict India to that score, but not when India was 114 for six, and then they went on to score 244. But at the start of the match, if somebody would have told her that Bisma, you will be able to restrict India to under 250, she would have been very happy. Of course, the Pakistani bowlers, the five bowlers that Bisma Maroof used, all among wickets. So, what do you think would be the key takeaways for Pakistan from their bowling perspective after today's match?
Definitely the way Nidadar and Nashra Sandhu bowled, right? And Nidadar was taken to clean us in her first couple of overs. I guess after the first 3 overs, she had conceded close to 23, 24 runs, and she was hit all around the ground by Smriti Mandhana. And but she was able to bounce back, and then she took two big wickets. So that should definitely be a plus point. And Nashra Sandhu, as always, dependable among the wickets, restricting the run flow. So yes, this have to be the big takeaways. And also Fatima was able to come back really well. Even she was able to come back really well. At the start, she was very erratic. There were a lot of bites. There were a lot of no balls, I guess. So and then uske baad she managed to come back really well. So yeah, overall the bowling has been good, and they have shown that the Pakistan team can depend on them to win them games.
Of course. So, though Pakistan lost the match today to India by 107 runs, we should not forget that in the warm up games, they were pretty good. They beat, of course, the host New Zealand. So, it was amazing to watch that. So, Danish, moving on to Pakistan's batting. Okay, Sidra Amin and Zaveria Khan opened the batting for Pakistan. They made a steady start, but a slow one, if we can say so. After 10 overs, Pakistan were 26 for no loss. Like in the first power play, they had just 26 runs on board, but of course, at the loss of no wicket. But then Zaveria Khan was out in the 11th over. So, an experienced player like Zaveria Khan getting out in that fashion, how do you think will the other Pakistani batters take this from her wicket?
Julie, in one sentence, if I have to say, the whole Pakistan batting was in today's game against India, it was lifeless. It was is what I will say, because not even a single moment I thought that they had posed a threat for Team India, or they had even the thought of going and chasing off 245. Because from the very first over, the net run rate was below three, and as the 10th over ended up, it was 26 for no loss, and then Javeria Khan got out, and Amin and Bisma Maroof tried their best to score runs, but they weren't finding the balls very well. They weren't timing it, and it wasn't it was a batting that was looking miserable out there. And if you see the whole match altogether, a 28 run partnership in the opening partnership was the highest, and they lost the wickets in regular intervals. It was like every 5-10 runs they were losing wickets, and at the end, in the 11th wicket is what the second best partnership was in the whole game. So you can see the whole batting unit altogether was lifeless, is what I'm saying. And none of the batsmen looked like going into the second gear and trying to score big runs or scoring boundaries. They were finding tough to strike, to rotate the strikes, and they were playing a lot of dot balls, and it was pretty tough from the very beginning. And Pakistan never looked in the game.
So I think the Indian bowlers they played a major role in keeping the Pakistani batters at bay today. So Abhijit, your comments on Rajeshwari Gaikwad's bowling, because the last time when India and Pakistan played during the 2017 World Cup, another left arm spinner in Ekta Bisht, she picked up a 5 wicket haul, and now this left arm spinner in Rajeshwari Gaikwad picked up a 4 wicket haul. So how do you think was her bowling today?
Rajeshwari Gaikwad is one of my favorite bowlers in this Indian setup. Right. Whenever she is given an opportunity, she is there. She is there delivering consistently. She you she's someone like a Mithali Raj when it comes to bowling. Right. You can always depend on you, or you can always bank on her. She'll come in. She'll get you a couple of wickets. She'll restrict the run flow, and she'll quietly go back. She'll never be in the limelight. But yes, she's always playing a major roles in any match where she is playing. Even today, like if you see, she does not bowl at that great pace. It's her deliveries are usually so loopy that the batters think I'll be able to hit her out easily, but the grip and turn which comes with it, it's just commendable the way she goes about her business. And yeah, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, I see Rajeshwari Gaikwad playing a major role if India going far in this tournament. She needs to be this consistent if India had to go far.
So yes, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, yes, as we saw, she could get nice grip, bounce, turn from the wicket, and she made the life of Pakistani batters really difficult there out in the middle. But Dhanush, every bowler wants their fielders, to field well, and we could not see a better performance by Richa Ghosh today behind the stumps. 5 dismissals to her name, becoming the only woman cricketer to have 5 or more dismissals on a World Cup debut. So your comments on Richa Ghosh's wicket keeping? Of course, she being just 18 years of age.
Yeah, I had to mention this in this conversation because she was the one who was extremely was like a firecracker in that in the field out there while India was bowling, because the way she was, the excitement that she had every single time she tried a stumping, or she had a caught behind or anything like that, she was 100%. I guess if I'm not wrong, India took a review because of her insistence, and they got a wicket after that through that as well. And she was throughout the game, she was in the match, and she played a major role, and she assisted every single Indian bowlers out there. And she was just excellent, and she'll be having she might not have a good match with the bat, because when she came into bat, India was struggling. They were like 108 for 5, and I was like, Richa Ghosh, she scored a 50 of 29 balls against New Zealand a few weeks ago, and I expected her to step up with the bat, but unfortunately she just got out for 1 run. But when it comes to wicket keeping, she was just out of this world, and I was really impressed with it.
Of course, Richa Ghosh was amazing, and let us hope that with this confidence that she has taken from her wicket keeping in today's match, she takes that into her batting going into the next match against New Zealand. So, Abhijit, India is going to play New Zealand on 10th of March, and we all know that it is going to be a tough one for India. Though New Zealand have not got to the best of starts in this World Cup, but we all know that they are a quality side. Of course, they being the hosts. So, how do you think will the Indian team approach the match against New Zealand?
I don't think there is going to be any change in the strategy. The only thing I am hoping for is that Pujara Vasraka stays fit. She did not bowl today. I hope she is fit and she plays the game because she is that important a player to this team. Other than that, I guess we'll be sticking to the same players. There's not going to be any much changes. They'll still back Shefali Verma to come good, and she has to come good in the next game. So more or less, yes, I feel we are very well placed. We might have lost the series 4-1, but after that we have won two warm-up games. We have won against Pakistan. Now Pakistan beat New Zealand, and New Zealand lost to West Indies. We have beaten West Indies as well. So I feel the confidence in the camp. They will be upbeat. They will be up for the challenge, and hopefully it all goes well.
So, Dhanush, how much confidence will this Indian team take going into the New Zealand match after beating Pakistan, who, as Abhijit mentioned, have beaten New Zealand before?
Yeah, the confidence will be there. India Pakistan match, India won this big epic encounter, and going into the New Zealand match, I will just say that if India bats the same way like how they batted today, you can't expect Pooja Vastrakar and Sneha Rana partnership once again. And New Zealand will decimate India for 140, 150 if India bats the same way like how they batted today. The middle order is really important because two experienced heads in Mithali and Harmanpreet Kaur have to step up, and I expect Smriti Mandana to be a lot more to be a lot more patient, because I guess when she got out, she had a lapse of concentration, and she just gave her wicket just like that. It wasn't necessary at that moment, and I expect these three players to play a key role. And Deepti Sharma is the dark horse in this side. She will come up with both with bat and ball, and she will do her job and go off without even making a noise. And I expect the whole team to perform, especially the middle order will be something that I'll be looking into in the upcoming games. And bowling, yes, they had an excellent game today, but they are playing against New Zealand. Sophie Devine had 100 in the first match. There is Susie Bates, there is Emilia Kerr, and Satterwhite, who are the best top four in this World Cup, if I'm not wrong. So bowling against them, they have to be on their toes. They have to be their best every single delivery. So I just hope that the bowling unit plays the same way like how they are playing, take that confidence in the next game, and the batsmen, the experienced head, has to step up.
Yes, it will be interesting to see how the women in blue take on the White Ferns in the next match that will be played on March 10. All right, so we are getting some questions from our fans, so we can take them. Okay, Wheel of Time asks, don't you think that Renuka, apart from her bowling, also brings in good sharp fielding? If she swings the ball, can't she play as the third pacer? How is Pooja doing now? Okay, Abhijit, would you like to answer this?
Yeah, Renuka can definitely play as the third pacer, but the thing is, she is not that good with the bat. And today, India felt they needed an extra batter, and that's why they played Pooja Vastrakar. And that obviously proved to be a masterstroke, if not. So, yeah, and what the captain did mention, she's doing fine. Pooja herself mentioned in the post-match interview that she's good to go. She'll be good to go for the next game. So hopefully she'll be fine and we'll see her back in action and play, score some runs, take some wickets. Yeah.
Yes, fingers crossed that Pooja Vastrakar is all fine and she's back in action on March 10 against New Zealand. Sorry. All right, can we take the next question? Akash Yadav is asking, do you think bat first, score good runs is the formula for winning till now in this World Cup so far? Dhanush, your take on this?
Yeah, if you take the four matches, we have seen like West Indies won the match by 3 runs, Australia won the match by 12 runs, India won the match by 137, and the other match, Bangladesh
South,
versus South Africa.
South
South Africa
Africa.
also defended the score.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a good formula in a World Cup tournament. That should be the formula, irrespective of the place you are playing. If it's a T20 format, then it's a different game altogether. It will be good if you have a score on the board so that you can pace the innings in the 20 overs, and the match is just 3 overs, and there isn't much time for the opponents to think. But this is a 50-over format, and I feel that winning the toss, batting first, is the formula for all the teams going into this World Cup. Because if you put on anything post 250 in a World Cup game, you'll be having a upper hand when you come out to bowl. So I feel the bowlers will have a lot of confidence coming into bowl as well. And I just support this statement from Akash Yadav.
All right, wonderful. So yes, it was amazing talking to both of you. Thank you, Abhijit, and thank you, Dhanush, for taking out time and talking to us about this India-Pakistan contest. And yes, thank you to all the viewers and fans for watching this. Okay, Murtaza says congratulations to Team India. Okay, we love you, women in blue. Yes, we do. Rashmi says we love you. Okay, Andy Perry has congratulations, Team India. Okay, it will. Okay, there are many people who are congratulating Indian team for their win in this World Cup opener against Pakistan. So yes, it has been a big thing for the Indian women's cricket team, and hopefully they are able to put up some good performances going into the World Cup ahead. All right, so thank you once again to Abhijit, Dhanush, and all the fans and viewers watching this. We'll be back again today at 8 p.m. to preview the match between New Zealand and Bangladesh that will be played tomorrow, that is 7th of March. The match will start at 3:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, and you can catch all the live action on Star Sports and Disney Plus Hotstar. So do send in all your questions using hashtag Female Cricket Live and join our conversation today at 8 p.m. We'll be previewing New Zealand versus Bangladesh match. Thank you.